Oi, oi.
What is happening? That was a bit of a fucking melt.
It was.
It was a bit worse than fucking usual.
You know us always trying to fix technical difficulties at the last minute. Hello, welcome to episode 23 of Banter Beyond.
Fucking hell, we're getting well into it now. aren't
We are, mate. It feels like the Not Phased podcast is well on the rearview mirror now.
we? Yeah. Fucking
As fun as it was.
too bad the numbers are fucking nowhere near that. Fuck's sake.
Well, for views anyway on Spotify it's different.
Aye,
But again, we've always said this. I listen to all my shit on Spotify. Like I don't really watch stuff on YouTube.
I know.
But yes, speaking of watching stuff, if you're watching now, thank you for joining us. If you're listening on Spotify and stuff, you can always join us on Sunday evening on Facebook and YouTube on both Phase 2 and Dice. And then this show is uploaded to Spotify during the week.
Wednesday nights. We'll do it on Wednesday nights.
He says Wednesday nights during the week. Some stage it gets uploaded, and you can go and check that out on Spotify, Apple Music, all the other places. But yeah, go and watch it, guys. Like we
I know a lot of people listening, and we do appreciate it. There's Louise in, as always. What is the crack? But we would have preferred if you watched it.
Yep. Like
It would benefit us more.
helps them numbers, you know. Spotify are robbers. Let's get all over to YouTube and have a gander. What else?
If you want to learn how to make music, please join us at Belfast DJ Studio. You can book us at belfastdjstudio.com whenever you want. There's a calendar on there. Just book it. Pick Jason and Dave from Phase 2, and we will meet you there. And we'll ghost produce. We'll do some sound engineering with you. Whatever it is you need done to your tracks, we will help. We've had fun down there, so please continue to book us.
Yeah, it's a great setup. The Frey House going on down there. So yeah, get on over there.
We should bring Frey onto the podcast.
We should. We'll drop him a message and get it on. And as always, guys,
one of them foreigners fucking over here taking our jobs,
taking our podcast spots,
taking our custom. He employs us, so
yeah, go over and check out all the socials, everything for both our acts at phase2.co.uk and dice.co.uk, d1ce.co.uk, and yeah, find out everything about all new music, new gigs, everything. We've just uploaded a lot of stuff onto the Dice YouTube channel, so go over and check that out.
Well, that's right. Everyone was torturing on TikTok to put it on YouTube, so
that end the summertime one, and that was the only one we can't get up now because we've hit our daily limit of uploads.
I
didn't even know that was a thing.
No, near that.
So,
but it was, what many was there? It got to be 10 tracks, like
all in. I think there's 10 Dice tracks now uploaded onto YouTube. So yeah, once this show's over, guys, go over and have a look and listen to all that wonderful new music that we've got out there for you.
And especially if you're listening on the Dice Pay Fuckers, 49 videos on it now.
Oh, well, 23 of them are podcasts.
Right enough.
Yeah, well, this is the 23rd one, so if it's including that, that'll be 23 podcasts. But yeah, now that all that tedious crap's out of the way, onto the show.
I know. Well, what's happening?
I've been busting since Thursday to tell you what the fuck's happening. I done possibly the craziest and yet stupidest thing that I've ever done in my life.
Explain.
So I saw that there was the Strand were doing a Star Wars marathon. Or sorry, I was invited. The Strand were doing a Star Wars marathon, and I was invited by a guy that I work with to go and watch them. Right, but this is
many hours is that all in?
It started at 1:30, and I was home for 11.
That's not too bad. Is it the old ones just?
I'll get to that, right? So it was the original 3. It's a bucket list of mine. I've seen all the Star Wars in the cinema. As you all know, I'm a bit of a fucking Star Wars nerd, but I've never seen the original 3 in the cinema, and that was always a bucket list of mine. I was like, I would love to do it, never could. So got invited to this and was like, yes, I'm 100% going to go and watch the trilogy with you. So that was it, done, dusted. Was sitting on Wednesday night and said to Nicole, I was like, how amazing would it be if you could get hypnotized and watch Star Wars for the first time as if you'd never seen them before? Like, I wonder would it even be possible?
It would probably be shade because of the fucking graphics.
Yeah, well, now, fast forward 20 minutes and that idea has had a chance to sit and, you know, go through my brain a bit. So I started googling hypnotists in Belfast, just to see what the crack is. Don't strap yourself in, mate. This gets fucking this gets mad, right? So I had a look, and I found this one guy that was close to me on the Upper New Yards Road, right?
I was going to say something, but I'm not.
So he specializes in hypnosis. Now it's not a hypnotist; he's a hypnotherapist, and he helps people deal with past trauma, anxiety, depression, all things like that. That's just to try and sort of rejig your mind and sort of just get you through bad stuff, right?
Excuse me, sir. I used to get raped watching Star Wars. Make me forget it.
Well, no, like to be fair, whenever I read what he done, I was like, right, clearly this guy's gonna think that I'm batshit crazy.
I think you
However,
are.
it's 8:30 at night, and he doesn't close for half an hour, so I'm gonna drop him an email and was just look, mate, this is the crack. I know it might sound a bit mad, but is it even possible that you would be able to scrub my memory to go and watch Star Wars? So Nicole's like, what the fuck are you actually doing? And I was like, it's just funny. Why
Yeah,
not?
it
And
is
sure,
funny.
if it doesn't work out, it'll be something stupid to talk about on the podcast, right? 20 minutes later, bing, email back from the guy. Of course, I would be.
He's just saying your money sayings for fuck's sake.
Oh no, no, he's not. So he wrote back pretty much in a nutshell. I was like, of course, I'm a big Star Wars fan myself. I think the idea of what you're looking to do is very interesting. My normal rates would be X amount. I'm willing to give you it for less than 50% just because I'm curious to see what we can do. And he was like, what time does the movie start at? Give him all the details. And he's like, right, be here for 11:45 tomorrow morning.
Did you go to, you fucking idiot? Amazing.
Of course I did, man. So I I thought about this logically and I was like, right, there's far, far too much Star Wars knowledge in my head for him to completely erase this. So let's be sensible about it. Let's not go in here thinking I'm gonna go and I have no Star Wars knowledge in my head because there's too much there to get rid of. What I want is to watch the movies pretty much in childlike wonder as if I hadn't seen them for the first time. I think that's the closest what we could have got, right? So I rocked up to the place. As soon as I opened the door, now I have also taken videos of this. I was going to put it up on TikTok, and I was like, "No, I want to talk to you about it first because you'll be." I just want to look at your wee face. You're like, "He's a dickhead. He actually went and
You
got
are, you're a
hypnotized."
fucking idiot.
So I get in.
But I'm interested to know, did you waste your money or not?
Oh well, that's where the interesting part will come from. It so the I got in. He had a remote control R2D2 out in the carpet straight away, right? So I was like,
Is that
"Yes."
always there?
No,
Or,
no, no,
all
no,
right.
no. So I knew obviously because I watched all these programs about hypnotism and stuff, and it's like I know that he's trying to get my brain on a level to be like, yeah, this guy's trustworthy. He's trying
Yeah.
to get me in the mood for whatever he's going to put me through here, right? So the R2D2 was out beep bopping away on the floor, got chatting him, and he was just asking me why I wanted to do it. And I was like, I'm not going to lie to you, mate. I'm just like this. I just think it's something funny to be able to do. If you can do it, sweet. He's like, okay. I was like, I just don't want you to think I'm mad. And he goes, where do you see this? And he moved his bookshelf and whipped out a full lightsaber. Like a proper one of those ones that you hit and like it's proper battle saber. But the batteries were dead. And I was like, you use this far too much, mate. So you definitely fucking are a nerd. So I was like, I felt a lot more comfortable knowing then that he was a Star Wars fan, right? He then went on to tell me that his mate made one of my favorite Star Wars documentaries. And he runs a podcast where he gets all the people who worked on the visual effects
Yeah.
and all on Star Wars to come in onto his
So
podcast.
this was fate.
Oh no!
Bringing you
So anyway,
together.
he's like, I emailed him last night. Don't worry, I didn't give him your name or anything, but I just told him what I'm doing today. And he was like, "Tell me how it goes because I would want to do it if it fucking works." Right? So then he started showing me all these pictures and all, like this guy working with a guy he done with Jaws, and I was like, "That's fucking class. Is he your best friend?" He goes, "No." I was like, "Why not? I don't give a fuck. He'd be my best friend."
Fuck's sake, Dave's best friends with Dire Straits' son.
Not yet. I'm working on that one. So anyway, we had
Shout
a
out
lot
Reese.
of with a lot of back and forth chatting anyway. He got to know me a bit, sort of asked me about Star Wars, relayed what we were going to do, and that was that. So he's like, right, I need to speak to your subconscious first of all, to see whether your subconscious is going to allow me to do this or not. View your subconscious like a bouncer. And although you can be like, yeah, this is fine, your subconscious will always protect you regardless. Like you don't realize it, but if I threw something at you, you'll move. That's your subconscious thinking quicker than you can see that because it's trying to protect you.
If I go boo, you move.
Yeah, well, fuck, that's true. The fucking
Fuck's
wind,
sake.
the wind changes direction and I move. But so he was like, right, okay. He goes, okay, so we're going to do an exercise here. I want you to stand up, put all your weight in your feet, and basically on your heels. And I want you to lean forward like that and back again. I was like, right, okay. And he goes, that's the mark.
He wanted you to bend over.
No, no, just slightly lean forward. So
You're going to leave here again, man.
what he was saying is that you can either do it with like you can get your finger to twitch or you can do a lean forward or something, but it's telling your subconscious this is what I want you to do to indicate to me that you're okay. Like that's my subconscious saying yes, okay. So I just stood there and he was talking away, eyes closed, and he was like, "Yes, so I'm going to do this here, just sort of relaying what we talked about."
Yeah.
And he tapped me on the shoulder and he's like, "Okay, so subconscious, do you think that that's okay?" And I swear to fuck, man, like he said to me, "He's like, don't do this to humor me." I was like, "No, man, I don't humor people. Like, if
Mm.
this is a load of bollocks, I will stand here straight and be like, nah, this is a load of dick." And I swear to you, mate, I was standing there. And I just felt my body moving. I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" So off I went back again. I was like, "Right, did I do that? Did I do that?" And he started saying something else, and he's like, "And is that okay?" And my body done it again. I was like, "This is weird." And he goes, "Oh, Dave, your subconscious, like he was obviously talking. It's like, Dave, your subconscious is so good. It's like such a big smart computer, and made my whole body done this big fucking super. Yes, yes, I am." But I'm sitting giggling like fuck when this is happening, and he's like, you can hear him laughing.
Uh,
And he's like, "It's okay for you to laugh. Don't worry. You're not in control of this, and that's fine." I was like, "Shit, this guy is a bit of a fucking wizard." So I was like, "Right, I'm starting to buy into it. That was fucking weird." He goes, "Right, do you want to see another weird thing?" I was like, "Okay." And he goes, "Do you reckon you can move this watch with your mind?"
oh, fuck off.
I was like,
Fishing wire.
"Oh no, 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 no." So he was like, "Wait
Fuck
till you see
away
this
off.
here." So he gave me it, right, and I'm holding it like perfectly still.
Magnets.
And he's got this bit of no, I've done it in the house when a code made it fucking works. I can do it with you right now. I forgot to get a dangly thing. So I literally sat like this, and he goes, "Right, think of that rocking left and right, just left and right, left and right." And it started to move a tiny bit, but I thought, right, that's just obviously because my hand's there. But the more I was looking at it, going left and right, left and right, it started going more left and right, left and right. And I was
But is
like,
he holding it or are you
"No,
holding
I'm holding it." He's just saying, "Just think and look at this," and it starts moving. I'm like, "Right, it's obviously not settling." He goes, "Right, well, how about this? If you don't believe it, how about going up and down?" And I was like, "Right, dead on." Up and down, and it stopped and started moving up and down. It's like, you're a fucking wizard. I freaked the fuck out. Set the
Nah.
watch down. He's like, "No, no,
I
no.
need to witness this.
I'll do it the after, right?" And he was like, "Right, do you want to see a really mad one? Get it to go round in a circle." And I looked at it, mate, and it was like a wee small circle started, and then it just started getting wider and wider. And I was like, "This guy is a fucking wizard."
Do you
So
reckon he could stop me from vaping?
probably. So we get down to the brass taxes of it after doing all this here, and he obviously settled me and then stroked my ego a bit. And I sat there with my feet up, and he just closed my eyes, and he started just going into his saying, going, "Right, this is what we're trying to achieve, and we're trying to remove Star Wars from Dave's brain, but it's not going to be gone because he knows too much. It's going to be more like whenever you have a name at the end of your tongue." And you're like, "Oh, what is it like?" You'll know what's happening, but you'll not know what's happening. It'll seem fresh, even though you think you know what it is. And we're going to box these thoughts off somewhere here, and they'll all come back to you. So don't worry about all this here. And I'm just sitting there, like you can see the way whenever your eyes are closed, like you can see black and white shit. They're like you can see your eyes are just like white or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, imagine you picture a book and the words are disappearing. Now, I didn't picture a book because it was all still white, but it sort of had like an outline of a book in this white light that I could see with my eyes closed. But obviously, I was looking at a window as well, so it was light outside.
Yeah.
That's what that was, right? And then he just started talking about these words fading away. Did you ever see in movies whenever like old cinema reel burns and you can see like
Yeah.
the
The
burn of
crackle.
it? That started happening, and this like intense purple color, like start like tiny wee bit first, and then got wider and wider, and then my whole vision behind my eyes just turned this really awesome, like liquidy purple color. And then he's like, "Right, okay, and I'm gonna get you to come out of this in 10, 9, counted me down. And I opened my eyes and was just like, fuck.
Look into
That-
my eyes, not around
was
the
it.
eyes. Look
No,
into
it was
my
not.
eyes,
It was
not
none
around
of
my
that shit.
eyes.
He was just chatting like, but it was mad, and you sort of sat there going, right, fuck, that was nuts. And he said to me, he was like, so what happened? I was like, I seen the burning thing and purple came through. And he's like, yeah, a lot of people see color, but purple seems to be the main one that a lot of people would see. He's like, how long do you think you were sitting there for? I was like, fuck, about maybe 4 or 5 minutes. It's like 16 minutes. It's like, no, it wasn't.
Fuck.
He goes, I
It's like a
was.
DMT trip.
So he showed me the audio file that he was playing, and the audio file 16 minutes long. And I remember the music starting, and it
Yeah.
stopped literally as I opened my eyes. And I was like, fuck a way off. Like, how have I lost 10 minutes of time? Like, I thought I was completely there. So I was like, right, that was class. Thank you very much. This has been a very insightful hour. 'Cause we chatted an awful lot as well about the potential of how strong the brain is. And he was saying he got into it because of whenever he was younger, looking at aliens and dimensions and someone showing him the potential of the brain. And he was like, fuck, I'm going to get into this kind of thing. So off I went on my merry way to the Strand to watch Star Wars.
And did you forget what happened in Star Wars?
Yes and no. Like it definitely, I would say it definitely worked, right? So I didn't forget the big main things. I knew obviously,
Darth Vader was there.
yeah, I
All
knew
that
all
shit.
them twists, right? But like I would find myself quite a lot of the way through. Like I've watched them movies a lot more than I should have watched them.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and you're like, oh shit, I forgot that happened. Oh shit, I forgot that happened. And after a couple of hours, you're like, ha, that's what he programmed my brain to do. And then I caught myself just sitting with this big fucking grin on my face going, just during the first one, I was like, right, that was mad. I
You're
forgot.
nuts. Like, I can't believe you went to get hypnotized to get fucking Star Wars out of your brain. That's insane, mate. Why didn't you do something cool? Like, I don't know.
That was cool to me, mate. That was, but you know what? Fair Fox to him because it definitely did. The whole purpose was so it was just like something was on the tip of my tongue. And when I was watching it, I was like, this is class. Like I've never enjoyed Star Wars more than what I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
But see as well, I didn't know that it was the original Star Wars. So it was before George Lucas fuck with them. And I've never seen the original edits of Star Wars. I've just
That's
seen
right. The change, like,
yeah,
the.
he used a lot more visual effects once
Uh,
computers became available. So I never saw the original Star Wars. So the fact that I was hypnotized to go and forget these things, plus watching a new version of Star Wars, was just fucking mad.
you're insane. Like, that's fucking nuts. That's psychopath behavior.
But it's just something stupid.
Nah,
Like
it is
why?
funny. Like, it is. It's a story to tell, too.
Like why not? Like
So you think hypnotists work?
I could see how if I did say to him, I think if you sat down for enough innings, like if I went for an intensive course over 3 months and tried to scrub my brain, I probably could have went in there blissfully unaware of Star Wars. But the fact that he's trying to remove 30 something
Uh,
years of stuff from my head an hour before I go to the film,
yeah.
like I forgot Yoda was there. Like I completely I knew that Yoda existed. I knew he was a character, but whilst I was at the cinema, I completely forgot Yoda existed until he appeared on screen. I was like, "Oh, hi, fuck Yoda, Yoda!"
It's a fucking main character, too.
That,
For
but
fuck's
that's
sake.
what I mean. It was wee stupid things like that that I was like, "Oh, here, fuck, I did actually forget quite a lot of them films," and it wasn't that I forgot them. It just, oh, it slipped my mind, and it's stuff that would never slip my mind
Yeah.
any other time. So fair fox to him. And do you know what? It was a great experience either way. Like,
Yeah.
but I would definitely say, yeah, if you done it enough and you had something that you needed wrong with you, it probably could be a big help.
Vaping, mate. I'd love to stop vaping. Like,
I'll hook you up, man. Got the contacts now.
uh,
Got my hypnotist guy.
you're
but see,
nuts. Like,
but see as well. See before the movies because they were like, there's no trailers or anything. They were showing trailers from back in the years that the each movie was made, and one of them had your man Woody Allen in it,
yeah.
like one of the trailers. It's like, is that not a bit fucking wrong to be showing Woody Allen trailers now? You can sit like, you know what he done?
I went with his.
Like married his stepdaughter.
That I raised her.
And then there was other there was other ones where it's just like I can't even remember what the movie was. Just fellas running up and lifting up women's skirts and fucking women just like dousing themselves with oil very sexily, and you're like,
What the
this is
fuck?
brilliant. But the best one, mate, was a fucking advert for lighters,
Right.
right? So we got the Return of the Jedi. See, to be fair, see as well, see watching 3 films back to back is a hard slog.
I told you last night. Me and I saying the Jacks about Interstellar. Me and him watched it. It's 3 hours. Like, it was a hard slog. Like,
It's see just sitting
It
there.
was a hard slog, but as well because I'd seen it. If that makes
Yeah,
sense, you know what I mean. Where he was well into it because he had never seen it, but
it's
like,
brand new.
it's brand new. But even the Avengers movies and all, like I struggled with them.
Yeah,
I loved them, mate, but they were sitting in the cinema for 3+ hours. Mate, it was fucking rough. Like,
I now to be fair,
did they have intervals and breaks and all?
I so there was you watched the first one and then there was a 40-minute break between the first one and the second one, and then there was an hour and a half break to go and get dinner between the second one and the third one. So it was broke up,
Uh,
but you see once you were into the film though, it
uh,
did seem to go pretty quick.
yeah.
But they're like 2 hour, 10 minute long films, so they're still long enough. But once you were sort of into it, you were sitting there. At one point during the first one, I was like, "Fuck, we have another 2.5 of these to fucking watch."
Uh,
But then, see, by the time you were in the middle of the last one, you're like, "Shit, we thought well, we fucking sat here the whole day."
I
But
don't think I would have made it through. Like,
I did say to Mark at the end of the second one, I was like, "Have you got a third one on you?" He goes, "Why do you want to go home?" I was like, "No, I'm just don't want you to feel like you have to fucking sit and keep me company. I'll sit here in my fucking own if I have to. I am doing this shit." But
I'd have said no. I made. I'll see after.
flick up the wee YouTube tab there, mate. This not only was playing, but it was playing on loop for 10 minutes, and there was kids and shit in the cinema, right?
Ooh.
Mm.
As soon as the lights go out, I'm gonna flick my bick.
Not here, you're not.
Why not? My right to flick my bick is guaranteed in the Constitution.
Yeah, but in this theater, there are rules and regulations.
Oh, does that mean I can't eat my popcorn?
Sure, you can. You can pop, but you can't flick.
Oh,
Shh, shh. Movie's starting.
honey, ask that man to remove his hat.
That's madness.
Like they would have just been playing to stop you smoking in cinemas back in the fucking whatevers,
Aye.
the 80s. It's like you can pop, but you can't
And
flick. Here, you
That
stop
is funny,
smoking
though.
and stop fingering your missus in the cinema. We're trying to watch the
You
movie.
can flick your bean, but not your bick. It's fucking madness, isn't it?
But you were just sitting there and there was fucking
Different
kids
time,
and all around you, and it's just like, oh, and you flick your back, and you're like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening here?
So it was everything was proper from back in the day. It was just the reels from fucking
Yeah, so
whenever it was.
it wasn't even reels. It was just like they were they must have got something because it just kept coming up the bottom of it. Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, 1984 trailers, MP4, Empire Strikes Back, MP4, New Hope, MP4, whatever it was for that year. So I did try and Google a few of them to see if I could get them, but whenever you put it in, it's not there. So it must be something the cinemas obviously assigned.
Yeah.
Maybe they've got that land out the back. The Strand's been there since fucking
Wow,
God knows
fuck.
when. So
Surprising it's still going, to be fair, isn't it?
well, they're getting renovated now.
Yeah.
So but
There's
yeah,
not many local, like, or like family run cinemas anymore.
No.
And that's what that is. Like,
but you know how much like that was one thing me and Mark were talking about there. Going to the cinema used to be class. Now, apart from the fact there's fuck all on the cinema, like the cinema is so dear now.
it's like 12. Me and Heller went and watched it. It was 12.50 a ticket.
Aye, so you're when me
I remember
Ruby
it would be 2.50 on a
Yeah.
Tuesday or something.
when me Ruby and the code went to the one town to watch some film, and we got popcorn, sweets, tickets. You're talking it was near the guts of 70 quid to go and watch a movie. For the for 6 tickets to Star Wars, pretty much because just 2 tickets for each film was 30 quid.
See, that's what I've seen that they're putting loads of old movies on. Like, I know The Hangover's not old, but they're doing runs of The Hangover and all in some of the movie houses
Aye,
and
but
things
no,
like
not
that.
not for old films. The Strand is a fiver a ticket.
Just in general,
Just in general, fiver a ticket.
because no one seems to be going to watch the new films. Like,
But that's because all the new films are shit.
they are shite, like 100%. There
They
hasn't
just
been a
rip-
good film come
they
out
ripped
in
the whole
fuck
out of
knows
it.
how long. Like, that's what I'm saying. Jack's saying, like, oh my god, I can't believe how good Interstellar was, and it was made in 2014.
Yeah.
He's like, I was only 1 year old.
But
That's what
even
he
then,
said.
that was a really outside the box
Ah, was
movie for its time.
But that's what I say, mate. Jack's mate. See all the films back in the day, like they're like I could watch Die Hard 1 and 3 over and over. I don't really like 2. 2 is
Yeah.
a bit of a slog, like, but like they're fucking brilliant films, man. The Departed. I'd watch it over and over again. Such a show.
It's because no one had to worry about fucking pandering to anybody or upsetting anybody or
Mm.
saying something that was going to offend some demographic that's not going to come and watch your film and impact your bottom line.
People being offended is not. Tell you what, talking about being offended. This fella here, we see as his wife's going, his man-law's going to be
See,
offended.
before you play it, the one thing I will say, your man, I think the hypnotist, he was either fucking about for a laugh or he didn't realize he was doing it. But as he was trying to put me under, he kept saying things like phrases from Star Wars, which was then reminded me of Star Wars. He's like, "Ah, those thoughts are just gonna go away. They're just gonna go far, far
Far away."
away." Stop saying these fucking phrases. He's like, and
Little Britain
the music
phrases.
and all is going to disappear from you. It's like, mate, you don't know. Music is stuck within me. Like, you're not getting John Williams out of my fucking head.
Yeah. What'd you do if you come out and you didn't know how to open Ableton? You're like, what the fuck?
He was telling me he used to be a DJ before he was a hypnotist, and he used to use the Ableton on the
That's
acid,
our
acid
natural.
house.
Is that the natural progression
It must be, man. I was thinking, but I was like, well, I get the
from a
hypnotist.
bullshit DJ to a bullshitter? Right, basically, yes, mate. This cunt has asked a stupid question, but he takes it so serious.
Right.
Fire. And you're going to say two things.
Okay.
So his
Your
house on fire, and you can save
Your
two things.
mother-in-law, your dog, or $20 million.
Oh, so I will save. I will save 20 million.
Mhm.
So the 20 million is my own.
Yes.
It's in the house, and it's mine.
Yes.
So what am I doing in the house? And if there's 20 million there.
That's not the,
So okay, just okay. Assuming that I'm in the house and there's 20 million.
the question is
Is it mine or is it my wife's or my mom? Who does it belong to?
yours.
It's my own.
You will win that. Okay. The $20 million is in your house.
It's in my house. Okay.
So $20 million. And what is your second option?
So I will select. Can I select? Oh,
$20 million and
This can't be
so I
real.
will take the 20 million and then the maybe my no and then the $700 under my bed. So I'll take the 20 and my 700 because I can't leave the 700 to burn now.
what about your wife, your dog, or your mother-in-law?
My wife. With 20 million, you can have a wife in every jurisdiction. So every area code, you can have one everywhere. One in New York, one in Los Angeles, one in here, even in Atlanta. You can have one in like the Cap County, in Fulton County, with 20 million. I have so. Practically speaking, when you think about it, what does it really make sense?
You had
to abandon the
20,720,000.
Let me now that I'm thinking about it, maybe 20 million on my birth certificate because it's hard, it's hard to replace those things. It's very hard. Because when you want to replace, they tell you to come back today, come back tomorrow. So maybe the 20 million on my birth certificate, million on my passport. Because if you burn your passport, they will say, "Are you from this country?" All those things. So I'm thinking the 20 million on my passport.
No more $700.
No, I will just pocket it. You know, everything is happening. As I'm carrying the 20 million, I'm also taking the 7 million. So I can choose three. So I choose the 20 and my 700. Because do you know how many I drive Uber on the weekends for like 6 months straight to save that money. I can't let it burn. So I take the 20 and the 700, and then maybe between my birth certificate and my passport. And maybe my wife. It depends on the mood.
Maybe my wife?
It just
Depends on the mood she's in.
But my mother-in-law can stay in the house. She says it's her house anyway. You know, I live with them. She says it's her house. So let her stay in the house. Now why will I? So she can stay in the house. It's her house.
Mate, isn't that amazing? He took that way too serious.
That is
And
unbelievable.
I seen it earlier on, mate, and I laughed my bollocks off. I was like, that's amazing. You can pick four, or you can pick two out of
It's like
four.
an-
And he started going, how long? What about my passport? Like, can't forget my passport. Like,
Here, what about my bank cards? Can I just put it all in my wallet?
me seeing he goes, the 20 million's mine. What am I in the house for?
Why am I my mother-in-law's house if I have 20 million?
Mate, because that way, that's gone viral. Could you imagine walking in that? Because I would have probably been uploaded about a week later.
Yeah.
Walking in the house. The fuck's that, dickhead?
But you always said it was your house. That's amazing.
Fucking madness.
I love when you see people taking things far too seriously.
Take your wee girl Hawk too.
Yeah, but she wasn't taking that too seriously.
No,
That was
she
her-
was
her
just
having
being
a good
funny.
laugh.
It's good to see her getting the credit she deserves. Everyone, like we were going, oh, she lost her job. Remember one of the shows and all.
Yep.
It turns out she worked in a spring factory.
Yeah, and she left her job. She was not a teacher.
She's fucking on singing in front of 40,000 people.
I had some concert. I see
Aye.
that there.
Fair play to her.
Exactly. See, speaking of you're saying that people take things too seriously. I sorry, I just read down my notes there and fucking seen something. This wasn't even something I really wanted to talk about in the podcast. It was just something I was going to tell you. I was walking the dog the other day, and do you know they see people with stupid bumper stickers for stupid causes?
Yeah.
This is the most fucking stupid cause I've ever seen, right? The bumper sticker just read "End Speciesism,"
Right.
which is the hatred
Of humans.
of against multiple species. I was like, who the fuck needs that in their car? I want to kill
You
you.
remember your man that wrote, was it Barry, something elder, said he fell out with Elon Musk because he says, he's a specious. He cares about humans too
Aye,
much.
you're like,
Fuck
what?
off.
What the fuck?
Because
Sorry.
he's like, because they were investing in AI, and he was like, I am, or Elon Musk's a species, fuck him. Because he don't want everyone to die.
Oh, boo hoo! Fuck, imagine actually caring about people
I
that
know.
much. But I know, mate. That just I was like, like, how do you still have an intact car? Why has someone not fucking drove into you?
I
yet?
seen one and it had it on the back and it says, I have a black box in it. Believe me, I'm just as pissed off as you are. Because he has to drive the
Yeah,
speed
yeah.
limit.
But I speaking of being serious, did you ever, when you were starting out DJing back in your younger days, ever ever send in like a group chat that's been set up for the event to say, anybody else got their track list sorted so I can make sure I'm not playing the same tunes as anyone else?
No,
Did you not?
I was never a trackless kind of guy. Like,
Were you not?
nah.
Oh, I was.
Were you?
I was.
Did I beat that outie?
No. I'd lost that well before I came. I'm talking about whenever I first properly started out on my Jack Todd, and I didn't
Yeah.
understand how because I didn't have decks that showed you the tempo.
Yeah.
It was just it had a jog wheel, but I didn't understand, so I just mixed doing this on the jog wheel until it came in and let go, so that you go.
Mm.
And I was like, yeah, I'm fucking banging. But yeah, planning your sets and then be like, can anybody tell me if anybody's playing any of these tunes tonight so that I don't have to worry?
I've been in plenty of group chats where things like that have come in. Like, but I was never, even back then, I was just like, I always had a select 30 CDs that like with tunes on I always played. So I always just chopped and changed between
like the
them.
way it
like,
is now, you have there's a certain.
don't get me wrong, I did plan sets. Like whenever I DJ with Hartley, he always wanted to plan sets meticulously down to the thing, but that wasn't me. That was him.
Yeah.
He just said, right, you mix the next tune, and he would have had like a sheet of paper with times or something written on it, and then it just went right.
I do laugh whenever you find an old sheet of paper.
I've done a couple of times.
Well, not name and shame, but yeah,
I
it's like,
know.
here, did you drop that wee bit of paper?
Again, it's down to experience. It's all right. We've DJ'd in clubs
Well, yes,
that
that is it.
much
Yeah.
that it's not a big deal anymore. We have fucked up in clubs that much that we realize it's not a big deal either. So you're not as scared to make mistakes. But when you're only starting out and you're getting big opportunities, I do understand it. Like,
Oh, I would 100%. At the end of the day, we've talked about this a million times. There's nothing really wrong with planning anything. It's more you need to be able to do it on the fly
Adapt,
as well as plan, because if you lose the crowd, you're not getting them back if your plan set is going in
horribly.
the direction that you're losing them with.
Yeah. But I don't know out there, say the person before you play is 5 of the tunes you were going to play. You're like, shit, what am I going to do?
I remember that actually. It was weird actually that I remember this. I think it was the first time I ever encountered the whole issue of another DJ playing a DJ's tunes. It was before I DJ'd. It was whenever I was just running the night in the center spot, and this guy Spence.
Remember Alex fucking put up a big post about us playing his tune?
Aye.
But see, a couple of months before that, we play Women Banger.
Yeah.
And I asked him before we played, could we play Kids Ho? And he goes, I play it crack on, mate. I don't play my own tunes.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, dead on. So we played it, and he was dead on as fuck about it. He booked us for Kids Stock and all after it. And then a couple of months later, we made a mashup with one of his tunes and played it before him. After him telling us, I don't play my own tunes, lads, put it down. And then next minute on Instagram, there was a big fucking post, but he didn't name and shame us. Like, but I remember I texted him, I was like, oh, mate, that was us.
He kind of did. He said the DJs before we were the only
ones.
DJ
And I was like, what? But then we obviously talked about it, and he was like, you know, but it was his new tune or something. I was like, I know, but you told me you don't play your tunes yet.
Yeah.
Understandable. Like, I get it. I would have done the same thing if I was him. So
I wouldn't give a fuck if I heard somebody playing our tunes. I'd be like, yo, fucking play it again.
It is a bit shitty though right before you come on. Like,
let's be fair. When we played it,
we
there
were
were
only
like
kids.
10 people.
That's true.
It hadn't started to pack up yet. We're like, no one will know.
But it was technically our tune. We done a mashup. Remember?
Yeah, 100%.
funny. Like,
But the
anyway, back to your point.
no, it was just remembering fucking the stupid ways that you behaved when you were finding your feet when you were young in the scene, just thinking, "Oh, this is the way." And then sometimes I think maybe that naivety is kind of needed now as well, because you would have messaged people out of the blue and be like, "Oh, here, do this. Can I do this? Can I do that?" There, but now you don't. So
I hear what you're saying.
you lose your naivety because you go through the scene and
You understand what goes on, but
yeah,
to maybe get another break or a break, being naive and having the balls to ask that stupid question
yeah.
can work.
And that's it's kind of like
Yeah.
making tunes as well. I've said it a million times. I always find that the tunes that you made when you first started. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because I heard that music from the fucking box
There's
right
a
there.
rave out behind us, or boxing it is tonight.
The tunes you made when you started out, they were fucking terrible quality and out of key and all that there.
But the ideas
The
were better.
ideas were class because you were just putting fun shit down on the page, and then the longer you stew away at learning how to make the sounds better, the less of that fun you seem to throw out. Like, it's still
Yeah.
good and it's still fun doing it, but then you go through the motions and
You
go through
become
your
more technical,
yeah.
which then also it's hard to think outside the box whenever you're being technical about things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas when we were younger, we were fucking stupid things in there and adding distortion to them, and it sounded good.
Yeah.
You would never do that now because it's not.
No, I
how to
I,
do it, do
I
you know
have
what I
the fear of you being like, that's fucking shit.
Do you know what I mean?
Take that out. That's clashing.
But that's it. That's what you have to think about too. We're back in. You didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't have to worry about things clashing. You were just sticking all sorts of shit in, and it worked.
That
But
was
it didn't.
you're
It
blissfully
obviously it didn't.
unaware.
It didn't work because I mean the tunes never became fucking big tunes or anything. But it definitely felt like you had more inspiration when you were only starting out.
Yeah, because you're blissfully unaware.
Yeah.
Like so many other things.
Just download a fucking movie quote off YouTube.
Oh,
We
I
all
used to
done
love
that.
doing that, getting like packs of 100 different fucking movie quotes and stuff, and just rummaging through them. What one would work? What one would work? Oh, mate, that really
You're
brings
not
me
in
back thinking
danger.
about that.
I am the danger. We done that. What else was it? Say what one more goddamn time.
That was a good one. I like that there one.
That was a tune. Like the video of that tune was the one that ended up propelling us into. Because I've
The video where I wore that brown shirt that made me look fat as fuck.
and you had a ponytail basically.
Aye.
High times have changed, they have.
I know. Look at me. I'm
Fucking hell, you're all
fucking.
fucking sassy now.
I look decent and all. now.
It only took 10 years.
half presented. I know, and now every cunt wants to look scruffy.
Aye.
I finally cleaned my act up. It's like, no, they all want to look like me.
Aye.
I'm just a visionary, being
Aye.
ahead of my time. That's all it is.
No, you're not. You're just before your time.
I'm ahead of it.
No, you're not. You're not ahead of it, mate.
What's the difference
Of what?
being before your time or ahead of your time?
Because your time is not. It wasn't cool when you done it.
I know, but I don't.
But you'll go back to it, and then it'll become
I don't
what
want.
you're wearing now.
I don't want to be cool. I am a trendsetter, not a trend
Aye.
follower, Jason. That's all it is.
Did you hear that? Was that?
With what?
Big Bang? No, it wasn't that. Like, do you not hear that?
No.
It's not the music, obviously. Like, fucking, but it was a big boom.
Maybe someone got fucking knocked out.
Maybe it's the Russians.
Who knows? We're in our little fucking bomb
You
shelter.
don't know what. We opened the door a minute ago, and it was fucking lashing.
We were watching a program, or sorry, not watching a program. I was watching a program about the end of the world, but I always think, and this is such a weird thought for playing golf, but see, whenever I'm out in a really far away golf course, I do think sometimes when I'm proper in the remotest part of the course, life could be ended in the city now, and I would have no idea because I'm just out here playing golf. And then you just drive back home and Belfast has been obliterated. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're proper far away out in the country, like everyone you know and love could be dead, apart from your dad because he's right in the next hole. And you're just unaware because you're out here hitting a fucking ball.
It's mad that you think I'm playing golf. Like it shows you don't get out in the fucking country that lot.
No, but it's more because of the remoteness of it, because you're so far away. It's like how long would it take for you to know out here that something bad has happened in civilization because
Instantly.
you're so far away from
If you have no phone signal, yes.
That's what I
But
mean.
if you
Like
have
you
phone
are
signal
properly out.
instantly.
Like I'm not talking about when I'm in fucking Ormo Golf Club,
Aye.
being like, oh Jesus, I wonder how long it would take. I wouldn't know. I'd be fucking tatty brain,
That's a crazy thing to think though.
isn't it?
Like
Especially
it's
for playing golf.
you're right trying to have a good time playing golf, and you're like, I mean, what happens if fucking Russia was just rampaging through Belfast, fucking raping all the women and
It's, no,
kids?
not
You're like,
that. Now.
fucking hell.
I'm not talking about fucking like Vikings coming in and doing all that shit. I mean like just
A
like
bomb?
someone nukes or a bomb or something. Like not like the Troubles kind of bomb.
I'm
One of
in
those
the troubles.
bombs that
Many
just
times you go out and
fucking-
play golf and come home and there was a bomb set off.
fucking bomb in your
Aye.
golf ball.
You knew as soon as you were going out there'd be a bomb in Belfast by the time I get back.
But you know what I mean? As morbid as it is, whenever you are like out in the sticks, not even
That's
playing
how
golf,
some films start, where they're like out fucking messing about, and then the next minute they come back and they're like, what the
but
fuck's going on
that's
here?
what I mean. Whenever you are out in the furthest reaches of fucking the planet, then you're not going to
That's
know
like your
about
man
shit.
Ernest Shackleton. He went out just before World War One started. You ever heard his story? So he was with Scott to try and get to the South Pole first, and then the failed and they came back, and he decided to do an expedition down to South Pole, and they got the Endurance, I think it was called, the boat, and they went down, but they ended up, they hit ice, and the ice crushed the ship.
Yeah.
So they were stuck on the ship for like fucking 6 months or whatever it was before it sank. And these fuckers got on a canoe and rowed like 700 miles till Elephant Island. They got
In
there
the ice?
in the fucking sea. So they got out. Obviously, the ice started to melt. No, obviously, once the
Aye,
ice
right,
started
okay.
to break apart, the boat started to
Yeah.
sink. So they got the Elephant Island, and then the next island closest to that was like another 1,000 miles. So they dropped the fuckers off that were like sick and down and all at Elephant Island. They were like, "Yo, we'll be back in about 9 months." And him and about 4 other ones rode another 1,000 miles till Georgia or something, or an island, Georgia, something I think it was, where all the whalers were.
Yeah.
And they couldn't made it. They all got, like, not all of them got home, but like fucking say there was 90 of them went, like 20 something of them got home. And this mate rowing in that ocean on with a fucking couple of
Yeah.
rows, 1,800 mile or something.
The,
And then they got the whalers, went back, picked the boys up, went back to Britain, and see most of the young lads that survived had to go to fucking fight the war once they got home. And then he went, he
you'd
decided,
almost wish you died.
he's like, fuck this, I'm going to go back again. And he got a boat and he went to go back down and died of a heart attack on the way down.
Jesus Christ.
And then Captain Scott, he died not far away from the North Pole. They actually think he made it, but he didn't make it first. Some Norwegian guy
yeah,
made
yeah.
it.
The
But mate, you don't mate, rowing.
the
fucking that
human
long, like-
spirit is not something to be fucking messed with. Like if you have
No
enough-
choice. You have
No,
no
it's not
choice.
even that, no, but at the end of the day, whenever you've got no choice, you do have a choice where you could just lie there and die and say fuck this. Like if someone said to you
Yeah.
now, go and row thousands of miles
For help.
to maybe survive, or you could just sit here and just die in the next hour or two. Like your mind, you have to be such a strong-willed person to be like, I'm gonna fucking do this.
I know, I think about it all the time. I don't know what I would do in that situation. I don't know if I would be one of the ones that would be like, right, let's go. Come on, let's go. Let the get up and go. Or
Yeah.
it was like he was still the leader of the ship. So he's like, right, we're going. This is what we're going to do. And mate, the fact that they actually done it is nuts. Like
Yeah.
they were away for 2 years or something. Most of it rowing across the fucking, what is that, the South Pacific or something?
It's fucking
And then, like, here, I know there's an island 800 miles away. Let's go, lads.
we'll be
See,
back-
even
we're back in
800
9
miles on a
months.
fucking boat in a boat with a fucking engine. I'd be like,
Yeah,
lads,
fucking 800 mile in a car. Fuck off for a game of Smarties.
I know.
In a boat? No, thank you.
wonder how many miles it was he fucking rode all together.
I had an awakening yesterday that I have to realize that the bravado that I go in, because I like to think that if the chips were down, I am a survivor. Like I would push myself to go literally. The way I say it is, I'm gonna die here. I may as well die fucking 1,000 miles down the road here.
Yeah.
I went to that clip and climb yesterday with the child and Nicole, and I went in with a bravado of I used to do rock climbing all the time when I was a child. I fucking love all this. This is great. And Nicole was terrified. And see, by the time we were leaving, I was like, I am never doing that again. Nicole's like, that was fucking great fun. See the wee thing that you're clipped onto, like the rope that saves you.
Yeah.
Climbing up, sweet. But then you have to just throw yourself backwards, and this like locks like a seatbelt, and then slowly drops you. But it's not your head's programmed that throwing yourself off something really high is not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
So you're like, fuck this. And then you're really scared at the top. You're like, you can't do this. And then you throw yourself and it's sweet. And you're like, why were you such a fruit? And then you climb up again. You're like, I can't do this. And there's one of the things where it's like a big fucking bar and it's like a big free fall slide and you just hold it and
Yeah.
it drags you up and then you let go and it drops you.
Right.
So I'd said to the corner child, I was like, do it with your eyes closed. Like that gotta be the least scariest way. And just keep your eyes closed. You can't see how high you are, and then you just let go. And by the time
There
you
you
open your
go.
eyes, it's over. A word of advice to anybody that listened to that: don't
Don't-
do it with your fucking eyes closed. So they done it. It was sweet. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for height. So they both went up to 4. You got 2 goes out of each, and down you went. And Ruby was terrified the first time.
Yeah.
Loved it the second time, and I was like, I want another go. So I gave her one of my 2 goes.
Oh, right. So if you pay in per person gets to go.
Right.
Uh,
So the
They've went a
the-
couple of
the
times for
slide
parties, but
thing's
I've never went
separate
into it.
from
Like.
the actual tickets. You've got to pay for the slide separately.
Right.
There's a leap of faith as well that you can do, but I was like, no, it's not that. So yeah, you pay for it and you get 2 goes. The first one takes you to 4 to let you see how you like it. And the second one, then you tell them what number you want to go to if you want to go
Yeah.
higher or whatever. So they all got the same girl doing it. And then once Ruby got my first go, the girl swapped with a fella for my go. And it's like, so big lad, how high are you gonna go then? And I was like, I think I'm maybe because this was after I traumatized myself on there was mate, before even that there, I'll finish that, sorry. So yeah, I was like, nah mate, we'll go 5. They both went 4, I'll go 5 to be mad. It's like, right, I'm gonna close my eyes here. Close my eyes and like, right, this feels like I'm getting really high. I feel a lot higher than I'm comfortable with. I think I'm gonna fucking die. Why is this thing not stopping? And then it stopped. And then I was like, shit, this is on me now. This means I have to let go. I was like, I can't. I feel like I'm at the top of a fucking skyscraper here. So I opened my eyes to see how high I was. I was like, shit, I'm quite high. I need to just let go here and just fucking let go. And it wasn't that bad. But see the fear I had when that stopped. But there's these pipe things as well. Like it goes in a stairway
I've
spiral.
seen them.
I took there's video of this. I'll get Nicole to send it for the podcast next week. And I'm taking a video of Nicole. And she's fucking clawing her way up them. I'm like, sure, I thought you were going to go to the top, you. And she gets to the second last one. The very top one is super high. And when you go on to it, it's wobbly. So she put her foot on it and it was starting to wobble. And she's like, no, I can't. How do you get down? I was like, we just jump. She goes, no, I'm not just jumping. I'm fucking up on the roof here. It's like, but that's what you have to do. So she came down and I was like, right, I'll fucking show you. I got there about 4 or 5 of them. And I was sweet. And then just in my head, something went, the fuck are you doing, you moron? Like, look at the state of you. You're halfway up this fucking stupid thing. And I just sort of looked down and was like, do you know what? I don't even care if I fucking look like a fool. I'm getting down and jumped off. But see, when I watched the video at how high I was, I wouldn't.
You see, you thought you were higher than you were.
I wouldn't have been higher than the real posts up there. But in my head, I was the death door. I think if I fall, I'm dead.
It is mad. See, whenever I was in New York and you were up at top end buildings, you're like, you can't help but think about falling. Like,
it's when you lean over and you
mate,
just
it's
get that
nuts,
feeling like,
there's fucking
what happened to this
rails
glass
and all
just give
around.
way?
Mate,
And
it's
it's like,
scary. Like, back to Ernest Shackleton anyway.
oh yeah, sorry.
830 miles. The fucking went from Elephant Island to South Georgia. That's not
30 miles is a long way to row.
It's what is it in nautical miles? 720
And
nautical
you
miles.
think as well, like rowing is one thing, but you're rowing in
Against the
salt
wave?
water. But you're rowing in salt water, so you're covered in salt water, and as you're doing this, the salt would start then chafing you
Yeah.
and cutting your fucking skin away, and then the salt is going into your open wounds from the water that's coming over to the boat.
Especially you've been frostbite for fucking 9 months stuck on the ice.
Cut from a different fucking cloth. Them type
I
of people.
don't get that these days, mate.
No, that's because no one has to experience any hardship. Like
Mhm.
it's all well and good for us to say, but yeah, you look at
I know,
our
mate, people who are poor, fat.
yeah,
That's nuts, mate. Poor people were fat.
yeah.
Back in the day, mate, if you were poor, like you were fucking malnutrition.
Well, you look at all the people in Africa you see in the Oxfam ads.
Mm.
They're poor. They're skinny. I do remember whenever I was a teenager, my child, nephew, niece, made I can't. I'm toying whether I should say this or not in the podcast.
Don't Ben.
No. It's okay. We'll put it down as child's blissful unawareness. So do you know the way whenever like you see some of the adverts for charity, the wee kids have a bloated stomach because they're so
Yeah.
hungry their stomach started to expand. Obviously, a child of 4 or 5 doesn't understand the way the human body works. And the advert was, oh yes, and if you can just give £1 a day, it'll be able to help get fresh drinking water for this wee child. And they turn around, they're like, why do they need money? Sure, look, they're fat.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck, we were all in complete wrinkles just thinking this poor wee child's going, I'm not giving you money, you fuck cunt. Say, fuck's sake, my man won't even give me dinner now.
I know.
I was like, it's the blissful unawareness of a child. They'll be
Yeah.
like, why am I giving you money? Sure, look at you.
There's
But as
nothing
you-
wrong with you.
Yeah, but
But
as you
that's
say-
it. You're fucking bloated.
But no, poor people are fat.
It took him 17 days to do that. There was 5 of them went, including a near capsizing. So after surviving a series of dangers, including a near capsizing, the small crew and the boat reached the south coast of Georgia after 17-day voyage.
So how many
Shack-
miles?
830.
800.
Shackleton, Tom Clean, and Frank Worsley crossed the island's mountains to a whaling station. That's right. They ended up on the wrong side of the island. That's just a big mountain. And they ended up on the wrong side, and the boat was fucked. And they were like, right, we're going to have to climb the mountain over.
Right. So I don't know if I fucked my calculator up because it's giving me all sorts of mad shit here, but roughly, right? So there's 5 of them, and they had to travel 830 miles in 17 days. Each one of those men rode roughly 10 mile a day non-stop.
Nuts. That's
Nine-
madness.
9.76 mile a day. Each one of them would have had to row non-stop for 17 days
Yeah.
for them to reach like rowing. How far is the channel? Like the English channel?
Yeah.
Sorry. This is great for all you audio listeners. So the channel's 388 mile. Oh no,
The English channel?
that can't be right.
No, it can't. It's 30 mile.
from Belfast.
That's nuts, mate. It's
The
seeing
English
you about it,
channel is
mate. It's fucking
350
crazy.
mile long. At its widest point, it's 150 mile, right? So then people who row it across the 150 mile. So that's what, like 4 times
The English channel?
150
It's
mi-
only 30 mile from like what? From Dover to
it
fucking
says the
Calais.
English channel is 150 miles wide at its widest point.
Oh, it's widest point.
Right,
Right.
so 150 mile. Like people do that for charity and say how fucking hard that is to do it once, like one crossing of it. That would be like doing that once there and back 4 times, 5 times.
Fucking hell.
No,
And the
even more
sea,
than
sea
that.
down there, but the seas
Just
are way
just
rougher as
less-
well. Like,
just less than 6 times doing the channel. So be there and back 3 times in 17 days.
that's a will to live. And see your mom Woolsey too, who was on it. He was cracking the bop, so he was going nuts in on the boat, and he sort of like he started fighting with Shackleton,
Yeah.
and he was the one that got them back there because he was a navigator and all. And Shackleton, when he got home, made sure he got fucking pulled for it by the Admiralty.
You could get away with killing anybody at sea. Like
Yeah,
in
there's
that
loads of
situation, you
stories
just
of
fuck
it-
them
of it, like-
overboard, like, oh, they never made it.
I know.
Scurvy.
Scurvy was a bad one. Do you know what that was? It was like fucking vitamin C or something. They weren't getting enough vitamin C in their diets on the boat, so they thought like it was the scurvy just fucked them up. But it was so like nowadays it's so easy to prevent.
Yeah.
And they just didn't know how
Oranges.
to do it. You know what I mean?
But it's the same way that they travelled with rum. And that's why pirates and all were famous for rum, because rum was easier to store than
Yeah.
like milk and shit, because it would obviously last and not go out of date. So
Water,
they just drank rum.
See do you know how whenever back in the day, so like say the British Empire, they were like sending down privateers, to like fucking rob Spanish ships and all.
Yeah.
But it turned out like so the privateers were going down and they were robbing the Spanish ships. They were allowed to take whatever
Yeah.
they wanted off the ships, and then the British Empire signed a treaty with Spain and whoever else, and they were like, right, you're not allowed to do that anymore. And they were all like,
No.
How long here we met? No, that's how all the Pirate
Yeah.
Blackbeard and all came about because they're like, nah, fuck off. So they just started doing it themselves.
I took quite an not interest in pirates, but there was some history program watch, and done a lot of stuff on pirates recently, and it's mad how one day they were allowed for Queen and Country to go and
Yeah.
plunder these, and then they signed a bit of paper. It's like you can't do that, and then they didn't really think about the.
All these people that were
Hold
making a
on.
living doing it.
We are fucking millionaires now because of what you allowed us to do, and we've got a new set of skills here. I
Yeah.
think we're just gonna
Continue
yeah. What are you gonna do? Fucking send people who aren't as good at our job
as
you?
we are. Come and get us. And then it took years, mate, for them. Now that they punished the pirates, something shocking, like, but it took years because like people think of pirates, they were all English or American or Spanish or French. Like they weren't
They
weren't
was sailed.
Caribbean people. They were white people that were doing it.
Yeah, they just hung about in the Caribbean
Ah.
because that was a good spot to fucking raid whenever they were coming up with all the gold.
It
out of
was
South America.
it was lawless. I listened to one not that long ago, and the girl was like, "What's your man asked her? She's the world's expert in pirates, and they says, what's the most disappointing thing people find from you?" And like, there's no buried treasure.
Yeah.
Treasure wasn't really something they took because it was so heavy. It was more fucking like food,
Yeah.
things like that they would have stolen.
Treasure stayed on your boat.
It was heavy as fuck.
and
That's
why they
why.
find it in all the shipwrecks. There's no X marks the fucking
Aye.
spot or anything like
But there
that
was some English guy who was caught and he was trying to get out of it. And he was like, "Listen, I on such and such island in the Caribbean, I buried a shitload of treasure. If you let me go, if you fucking set me free, I'll bring it down and I'll give you it all." No to
Yeah.
the judge. And the judge sent someone there to find it and there was none. So they ended up hung him just. But that's what started the rumours, was him saying
Yeah.
that. He was just trying to get free to come.
But that's the same as to say about the Aztecs, and that's the lost city of gold. And it was because the Spanish conquistadors went in and seen how much gold they originally had and how much they didn't flaunt their wealth. It was just something they had for prettiness factor. Then once they realized the conquistadors were slaughtering them, they're like, "Oh, here, don't take our gold. This is merely but a fucking fraction of what's up the road there. See, if you go up the road, there's fucking miles of the stuff. Don't worry about what we've got. This is nothing." And then they went to the next village and they're like, "Oh, here, you've got more gold than them." Like, "Oh, no, but that's just because we live a bit further up the water
I
than
see.
them.
Yeah.
Keep going up." They're fucking, and then that's where the whole story, they believe then, of the city of gold has come
Yeah.
from, where they were just sending the conquistadors further into the jungle just to let the jungle kill them.
And they got fucked up. They ended up killing the fucking leader and all of, what would you call them? The Mayans, was it?
Aye.
They ended up killing. Mad stories. Like the old Spanish say they didn't fuck about back then. Like,
Well, let's be honest, neither did the Brits.
no, they had our number back
right,
then.
right up until the 80s, the
right,
Brits were fucking still wrecking places.
Right up until the fucking spots to the centre Armada over, and we fucked them up with a couple of boats.
Well, on that lovely note,
I know.
do you have any allegations against Nolan before we finish?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
No, apparently fucking Stephen's ancestors are the conquistadors. He's over here stealing British money.
I thought he was related to Epstein.
No, he was best friends with Epstein.
Oh, right, okay, sorry. A couple wires crossed there.
Aye.
Right,
For
on
some reason, I forgot to fucking throw something in about it. Stephen.
that. Well,
Surely there was something we could have done.
you can think about it for next week now.
That was Stephen Nolan with the lighter.
He flexes back in the cinema.
He's fucking. His is like
That's
a
his
wee
next
name.
thing.
Aye.
Here, you flicking her back in that cinema, are you? Are you?
I stand outside the Strand with a fucking mask
Let
on.
me smell your fingers.
Were you lighting a lighter in there, were you? Do you know what's against the law to light a lighter in a fucking cinema? Stephen Nolan's next documentary.
You definitely took out
The
the wrong
Strand.
one. I was
That's what it's called. Fucking lighters in the Strand.
stranded.
Stranded with no tobacco. Fucking fat cunt. Right, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Yes, thank